Hey everybody. Time for another Out of This World story from rSpace. It goes a little something like this. Married 2 months ago, found out during our honeymoon she was cheating on me for almost 9 months. I am currently in a bad situation, and I'm not sure if I am really doing the right thing. By the way, this is my first post here, so please excuse me if I'm missing any details. Feel free to ask. So let's begin with my current situation. I, male 25, am in a relationship since 8.5 years with my wife, 27 female. After I proposed to her during our trip to America in August of 2015, we married legally on June 4th, 2016, and in a church on July 9th, 2016. We went to our honeymoon 2 weeks after the wedding, departure on July 11th, 2016. During this time, I noticed for the first time that she's always texting on her phone and tries to hide the phone or shut off the display when I try to look who she's writing to. When I asked her, she was always texting her friends or sister. This got me suspicious, and with the beginning of our second week, I took her phone while she was asleep. First time ever for me. I really trusted her. And that's how I found out that the woman I thought loved me, that I married 1 month prior, was cheating on me with someone else. Male, 39. Detail, it's the cook where she works, so they see each other daily during the week. As we still had to stay together for the rest of the week and our flight home, I didn't bring up the argument because I didn't want to fight over it on our honeymoon. I have no idea how I managed that. After further investigation when we came home, I found out the relationship started at the end of November in 2015. So after our engagement, but way prior to our wedding, I have no idea why she didn't bring it up to me, as we had plenty of time to cancel our wedding, and somehow I didn't notice it until it was too late. I didn't discuss this with my wife until now, so she doesn't know that I know, but I think she suspects that I might suspect something. We still have to choose our photos to our wedding album, and we still have to write all the thank you letters for the gifts we received. That's why I didn't discuss this argument until now. But I'm dying inside, and I have to do something about this situation. In fact, I'm informing myself if I can kick her out of the house. We rented it together, the contract shows both names, and if our wedding can be legally canceled or if I have to divorce. Relevant detail, the other guy is separated from his wife and has 2 children in their teens. He is not divorcing her right now, as they have some loans to pay back. Also, they constantly talk about how much they love each other, and they would like to live their love on 100%, but they can't right now. As far as I know, the plan is for her to have children with me, as the other guy's already had some, and then, when he's ready, divorce or whatever, they will get together. My point is that I feel guilty for thinking about divorce not more than 2 months after our wedding, as we had a big party and received a lot of gifts, but I can't really go on like this. I don't even know what I'm expecting from you guys. Maybe I need confirmation I'm doing the right thing to leave her and get divorced? Thank you for any advice you would bring up. Best regards. Update on August 22nd, 2016. Discussed the matter with the lawyer in our office who doesn't really know about the matter. Gave me contact information of someone who should be able to help me. Going to call today or tomorrow and try to meet with her ASAP. I'll keep you guys updated how this will proceed. In the meantime, thank you for all the support. Update, August 23rd, 2016. I talked to the lawyer, and he has to inform himself if having another relationship is legally enough to call an annulment of the marriage. In all her years of divorcing people, it's the first time someone calls her so soon after the marriage. She felt terribly bad for me. However, she informs me herself and will let me know in a few days what options I have. I'll let you know when she talks to me. 2 days later, I can call in for an annulment within 6 months of the marriage. I therefore have some spare time to talk to the priest if there is a way to annul the wedding in the church. Also, this way, I can first take my school exams in the next 2 weeks and then discuss all of this calmly with my wife. Problem being, I have no idea how to begin the discussion with her. Just like, hey, I know you're cheating on me, sounds bad. Update, September 11th, 2016. As described on the previous update, I can legally call for annulment of the marriage within 6 months. I also discussed with our priest, and apparently he is also able to call an annulment, but he wanted me to first talk about this with my wife. Of course, he wasn't really prepared to call immediately for divorce, and wanted me to let my wife decide if she wants to stay with me or not. But I'm not really sure if I want to let her decide, because I don't think I can ever trust her again. The point is, I have no idea how I should begin this discussion with my wife, and I know there's never the perfect moment, but maybe you can give me some advice on the matter? What to say? What not to say? Priest told me I should not talk about her faults. I should talk about how my feelings are hurt and how I feel bad about our marriage because it isn't real. I should not talk about forgiving. I should talk about me offering to help her. I should tell her enough so she knows that I know she's cheating on me, but not too much. Also, probably it is better to meet first my lawyer to get an idea on the next steps. Also talking about our house as we are renting it together, contract shows both names. And only then, talk with my wife. Sorry for the back and forth of the language, folks. I'm just trying to read this. Time for some comments. Rainbow Pancakes 16 says, look into the annulment requirements for your country. You might be able to get an annulment. As for all this waiting of a wedding, I understand you might feel guilty, but you need to stop. You didn't do anything wrong. This marriage breaking up is her fault, and everyone else will learn that and not treat you any differently. This woman has been with you for nearly 9 years, and she was scumbaggy enough to cheat right after you guys got engaged and still go ahead and marry you. Tell her you know, break it off, kick her out, and look into annulments. Can I ask, are you particularly wealthy, or well enough for you both to be comfortable? Just wondering if she was waiting to get married so she could file for divorce and take half your money. She's already been vile enough. I'd be quite concerned why she married you. Talk to a lawyer. The OP comes back. I'm going to talk to our office lawyer today to see if he knows anything about it. Otherwise, I'll contact a specific lawyer to get some advice on how to proceed. About wealthiness, I'm not rich. I'm just about fine, and she is too. If she would work 100% as I do, she works 75% because her employer doesn't let her work more. She would earn more than me. My parents, on the other hand, are somewhat wealthy, but nothing exaggerated. I don't know if in English you can say upper middle class, but anyway, everything I had before our marriage stays mine, and everything she had before our marriage stays hers. Everything received bought after our marriage will be split. She also wouldn't inherit anything from my parents because it's my right to get, and it was before we married. Rainbow Pancake 16 comes back with, well, fair enough there. It was just a curiousness that if you were quite wealthy, whether she married you to get a shot at the money, then leave. But doesn't sound like much of a case here. If it were, I'd have advised you to make that well clear to the lawyer so they could try to combat any financial claims she puts forward. OP's response. So, the lawyer in our office doesn't know much about all these matters, but he gave me the number of a good friend of him, also a lawyer, who should be able to help me. He strongly suggested to involve my wife and parents in this before I talk to a lawyer. Inky Pinky Blinky Clyde said, no. If you involve your wife before talking to a lawyer, she can do things that could impede your ability to achieve the outcome you desire. It cannot hurt to talk to a lawyer first and get their advice. The lawyer may suggest talking to your wife before taking action, filing for annulment or divorce, but that does not mean that you should not talk to a lawyer first. Alright, another update. Last time, I asked if I should discuss this or if I should go for divorce or annulment. I also discussed the situation with the lawyer. I can ask for annulment within 6 months of the marriage, but as cheating isn't mentioned in the law as a reason to annul a marriage, she can't guarantee 100% success on annulment. Worst case, I'll ask for divorce. The priest, I can ask for annulment anytime as long as I can prove the cheating happened before, during, and after the marriage. Yes, I have evidence to prove this. Friends, suggested to kick her out of my home immediately. After getting all the information, I talked to my wife on Tuesday, 13th of September, 3 weeks ago. Of course, lots of tears were flowing, a little bit of screaming. I still somehow managed to stay calm, and lots of stuff was discussed in the following days. We also spent a weekend away together, 17th and 18th of September, to discuss everything without anyone around. The short version of all of this is that she doesn't know why she cheated on me. It just happened. She didn't bring it up earlier because she feared I might get angry, leave her alone, and go away. What did she think would happen when I found out after the marriage? Of course, she told me that she still loves me, so I told her to get a clear idea of who she wants and what she would do to save our marriage. Based on her decision, I would decide whether or not I will try it again with her or not. I was convinced on 90% to leave her. After 1 week, I didn't get a clear answer if she wanted me or the other guy, so I took the decision for her. If she can't decide between her husband and a lover after less than 3 months of marriage, I can surely decide if I would like to spend the rest of my life with her or not. So, on Friday the 23rd of September, we decided to end our relationship. And the bad thing is, in all this time, she didn't ask me even once to stay. She was sad because I would leave her, but I think she also was happy she could get a relationship with the other guy. On Wednesday the 28th, I told my parents and brothers the whole situation. They all were really sad, but they understand what the situation is and know that it's the best decision for me. My wife also told her parents on the same day. They kicked her out of their home, and she had to sleep on some friend's home. Now she rented an apartment since the 1st of October and is moving her stuff out of my house. On Friday, the 14th of October, I will meet the lawyer to ask for an annulment of marriage. I have to phone the priest to update him as well that she moved out of my house and then ask for an annulment. And at this point, I really don't know what else to say. My marriage didn't even last 3 months, and my wife was almost happy to leave me, so I really think there's nothing else to say. Feel free to ask anything if you want more information. I didn't want to make the post too long. Also, I found out the post will auto-lock itself after some time, but I will update this post if you're interested. Also, feel free to PM me if you would like updates. Thank you for your support. Now I have to restart my life, and one day I'll hopefully find a girl that really loves me. Our one and only comment comes from Deathfire D. You did the right thing. She had time to confess to you and back out of the marriage if she liked the guy, but she didn't confess anything. She chose to string you along and still flirt with this other guy, planning a future with this guy, and using you for making babies. She's a horrible person.